Who is looking for love? If you are, you're in the right spot, because in this week's episode, we're talking about how to manifest your dream partner. Now, I don't know what Laura's going to whip out with this one, but I'm really excited. I haven't channeled too much around this because it just happens that all of my clients are in relationships for the most part. There are a few that aren't, but don't care to be right now in the moment. And I've been in a relationship for the past 9 years. I met Eric when I was 21. I'm 30 now. So I haven't channeled too much around this, but I'm really excited to. So I can't wait to see what comes up. But first, do you guys want to see my little baby bump? If you're new here and just listening, I'm 11 weeks pregnant. There it is. 11 weeks and 1 day pregnant with this little chicken nugget. Whatever it's going to be, we're going to see. I'm due in March. But I'm feeling a lot better this week. I'm feeling a lot better. So my energy's here. I'm really excited. And let's dive into it. I have questions that I'm going to channel at the end that you guys submitted. Really good questions. I'm excited about those. But I feel really called to just pull Laura forward and let's spit out what they have to say around this. And I will dig for, and there's a release already, I will dig for tangibles too, to make sure that you guys have that around any of the feedback that they give. So let me call them forward. If you're not watching the video, I'm just going to quiet down for a moment, ground myself so that I can grab them and have them speak through me. I'm also curious, before I fully grab them, I'm wondering if you guys, the seasoned listeners, the veterans who have been listening to this, can you tell the difference between me and Laura? Like, does my voice change or something? I try to pick up on it. It's hard for me to tell, but I'm curious if you guys know when I flip back and forth. I do try to say it's me or it's Laura. But I'm curious to know. So if somebody could DM me on Instagram and just let me know, I'd really appreciate that. Just out of my own sheer curiosity. All right, for real, pulling them forward. And I have a yawn already. Oh my goodness. All right. You know what that means. This is a relief to whoever's about to hear it. Love. Love, love, love. A beautiful topic. Something that we want to share with you all. Here's a yawn. We're going to have a lot of releases, guys. I can already tell. This is a big one. Oh my gosh. This is such a big topic for us to speak through to you, because up here, right, this universe, this source that you're all always talking to and co-creating with, every single thing is out of love. And we feel so called right now to tell whoever is listening, you are beyond worthy of love. It has never been a question in our mind, ever. It never will be a question in our mind. The only thing that made you question your worthiness for love is your past, is people in your life who have taught you otherwise. Have that be a parent, a sibling, a coworker, an ex-partner, anything. But what we invite you to do during this episode is to take a step back and look at your life, right? Look at everything that's transpired and ask yourself, what is it that you are still continuing to bring forward in your life that is no longer serving you? Because everything that you have navigated in your life up until this point and everything forward is divinely guided into your life for a deep, deep purpose. And there are times that we see a lot with human beings, right? In their soul contract, there is what humans call complications with relationships and what we call absolute beauty. Because through each relationship that you have, whether this be a romantic relationship, a sexual relationship, or a friendship, partnership, etc., all different, types of relationships there have been lessons and there are soul contracts. So let us explain what a soul contract is before we move any further into this topic. A soul contract is a contract that you have between yourself and another individual. All of you listening, you have a soul contract with Gabrielle. Gabrielle has a soul contract with you. The person who flips you off on the highway, you have a soul contract with. Person who smiles at you at the grocery store, you have a soul contract with. Your parents, you chose them lifetimes ago. And your soul contract is incredibly strong with everyone. Even if that person's only meant to be in your life for 30 seconds. A lot of releases there. So when it, hold on, they're saying 500 things at once. The reason why we bring up soul contracts is because of this. What we observe all the time is that contracts have ended in people's lives. And what that means is that you and this individual have taught each other what you are meant to teach each other. And now the book is closed. Yet humans, out of their egos, right? Out of their, the phrase of beating a dead horse, which I actually hate that phrase, but I don't know what else to say in this moment. They just continue to beat the dead horse, right? The time has expired. And when relationships really start to go south, we see and we observe is that you stay because of comfort. You stay because it's familiar. You stay because you remember that one time that person made you feel so good in the very beginning. And you hold on to hope that that's going to happen again. But it's not meant to happen again. And if this is resonating with you, you know what we're talking about. It's not going to be for everyone, but if this is resonating with you, this is for you right now in this moment. And we feel there's someone or people listening to this where this is very specific to, which is why we're incredibly adamant about this. We deeply encourage you to ask yourselves, has my soul contract with this person ended? And your gut will tell you. Meditate on it, walk on it, do what you need to do, but that clarity is there. And then ask yourself, am I staying in this relationship out of comfort or out of love? Because so many of you are looking for your dream partner, with which we admire so deeply. It's a beautiful thing, and soulmates exist, and we'll talk about soulmates in a moment. But you're on this journey for your soul partner, right? What we need from you, what your soul needs from you, what you need from you, what this partner needs from you, is your highest and best self. What does that mean? That doesn't mean that everything that you have to be perfect all the time. That doesn't mean that you can't be in the thick of your healing journey, because we have seen the most beautiful relationships transpire in the thick of their healing journey, including Gabrielle, who was 6 or 7 weeks post her 3-year boyfriend prior to that, living a double life where she had no idea, and she met Eric. We have seen the most beautiful relationships transpire from the depth of the healing journey. But what we need from you is commitment. Is that commitment to you looking at yourself and saying, what am I holding on to that's no longer serving me? Have it be a habit, another person, an environment, a belief system, anything. Because for you to manifest your dream partner, right, which our assumption is your dream partner is somebody who is healed, who is on that journey, somebody who is whole or towards that journey, a respectful human being, right? If you want to attract, and we're going to just say respect, if you want to attract a respectful partner, you must respect yourself. You must. So that is another question that we encourage you to ask yourself. If I find that my partner's not coming forward, right? Or maybe partners are, but it's not the one, it's not a respectful one. We'll just continue to use that. And there is a big release. In what ways am I not respecting myself? Or if you find that there's no fish in the sea, no one's coming forward, love seems so far off, we invite you to ask yourself, in what ways am I not loving myself? Because it's all a mirror. It is all a mirror. If you find that maybe you're attracting partners who just want to sleep with you, right? In what ways am I talking down to myself? In what ways am I not respecting myself there? Maybe it's in your self-talk. It's something for you to really pause, and we deeply encourage you to take a look at. Now let's talk about soulmates. Soulmates very much exist. And what is a soulmate? It is two souls, right? You and another soul who are perfect together. You complement one another. Yin and yang. You just, perfect combination. Doesn't mean that there's not hiccups. Of course there are, because you have a soul contract to each other, and those hiccups are so deeply divinely guided because it's bringing up something within yourselves collectively, or one of you as individuals, or both as individuals here, to release and let go. Now, soulmates are not just romantic. It could be your best friend. It could be a sibling. It could be a parent, right? And obviously there are romantic soulmates as well. Doesn't mean you'll just have one. For some of you, you may not just have one. And that's safe. And that's okay. It is completely unique to every single one of you and your soul purpose in this world and what that's meant to be. But I cannot physically describe to you, this is Gabrielle here just chiming in quickly, I cannot physically describe to you how many people I meet where they're not meant to just be with one person. That's okay. So if you've been divorced before, or maybe have had a lot of relationships and you have feelings around that, just know it is safe for you to move forward and have another relationship. That is okay. And for some of you, bringing Laura back in here, for some of you, absolutely you're meant to be with the same partner for the rest of your life. Only you know. Only you know. Your intuition knows. Only you know. If you find yourself questioning your relationship, questioning whether you're meant to be with this person forever, we invite you to get curious about that. Ask the universe. Stay with that. Get curious. There are a lot of questions you can ask yourself around that, but meditate on it. And most importantly, trust yourself. Trust yourself to know. Because normally it's not so much a question about the person's relationship, it's more so their relationship to themselves, and there's a lot of releases there. So a big emphasis here, a big message on, as important as your romantic relationship is, manifesting this dream partner, what's more important is your relationship with yourself, because a strong relationship with yourself is going to be a lot easier for you to understand, who do I want to be in a relationship with, right? And if that person's not coming forward, how is this being a mirror to me right now in this moment? And when you meet the person, is this the right person? Does this feel good? Does this feel in alignment? You have clear answers to those questions when you really focus on your relationship with yourself. So how do you start with that? Self-trust, self-love. Stop going against yourself. Stop treating yourself as your own worst enemy. Loving yourself just as you love a child, a friend. Loving yourself just as much as you want to love this person who isn't in your life yet. That's how. That is how. So I feel they have more to say, so let me just give them a moment, give myself a breather, because that was a lot. I feel like I didn't take a breath that entire time. So let's see what else they have to say. Your partner exists out there. So let's talk about timing. Because you may be in the most perfect state of alignment, and your partner might be in the most perfect state of alignment. Timing is a big thing as well. We can't emphasize, here's a yawn, we can't emphasize enough how timing is always perfect. Always perfect. But it may not be as quick as you want. And just know, if you're feeling impatient and you're wanting this process to be a lot quicker than it is, that is your ego talking. Intuition doesn't rush. Ego does. That is your ego talking. We understand loneliness from the ego perspective. What we view it as is beautiful time with yourself before your life changes in the most beautiful way. We see it as a gift and a blessing. And we can understand from human eyes how involved the ego is in that. But if you feel like you are in this state of loneliness, this state of impatience, this state of, I just want this now, ground that energy. Ground that energy, acknowledge that energy for what it is, and what it is the ego. It just wants its 5 seconds of fame. So acknowledge that, let it know that you hear it, and then get yourself back into a state of alignment. And that state of alignment is in being in pure love with yourself. You can't fight timing, but we promise you, once the time happens, you'll look back and you'll understand why it happened when it did and not a split second before, because it's always divinely guided. So we deeply, deeply, deeply ask you to trust the timing of all of this. Trust it all, because it's right there and it is always working for you. So Gabrielle chiming in here, I want to get you guys some tangibles. So let me just have a quick conversation with Laura to see what tangibles that I can get you. And they're already saying in my head as I'm saying this, those questions that we said a few minutes ago in the beginning, really, really, really ask yourself that. So it's so wild, like being able to like talk out loud, but also hear them at the same time. That's been like the weirdest thing to get used to with channeling. What they're already saying before I even quiet down and really hear them is the mirroring exercise. So what I want you guys to do is, if you find that you're struggling to have this love come forward, ask yourself, in what ways am I not loving myself? And I just heard self-talk. So I really want you guys to focus in on your self-talk. How do you talk to yourselves? Let's say you have a doctor's appointment and you accidentally go to the wrong office and you miss the appointment and you feel embarrassed, but you really need the appointment. So then you got to sit there for like 2 extra hours until they can get you in. How do you talk to yourself during that? Are you forgiving of yourself? Or are you sitting there beating yourself up, cussing yourself out? Really, really, really want you guys to bring this into your conscious mind, because a lot of this is a subconscious act that we do. Bring it forward in your conscious mind so that you can consciously acknowledge when you're doing it, because that is going to repel your person from coming forward. Because if you want someone to love you, you must love yourself. It is attraction, law of attraction here, big time. Like equals like. It's the same thing. Just trying to see what they say there. Okay. Respect. Same thing with respect. If you find that the dates you're going on, they're not being respectful, it doesn't feel good, in what ways am I not respecting myself? Really, really, really hone in, take a step back, grab your notebook, grab your journal, or talk it out loud, meditate on, however you guys do it. Personally, I like to write this stuff out. I got to get it out of my brain. So do this mirroring exercise. If this is not coming forward, in what ways am I not doing this to myself? That's all. That's it. When you have that awareness, then we can start shifting it. And feel free to DM me on Instagram, share this with me, come join the membership, obviously, put that in the community so we can all hold you accountable. And in the membership, I can give you specific ways to start releasing this out of your body. So I'll put the link to that down in the show notes. Come join me and Laura. It's a very fun time in there. The community's great. We actually have another call coming up on Wednesday, September 6th. That's our next group call, so really excited. But truly, get grounded in this, because it is all a mirror. So now let me grab your questions. I just gotta whip over my laptop here. My other phone, do you guys remember the other episodes where I would pull this up on my old phone? I just like kept getting glass in my finger. I'm like, there are easier ways to do this, and this is one. So let me start from the bottom. I have a yawn before I even say it. Oh my gosh. I keep your names private. I feel like I say this every single time, but if you guys want me to share your name, I should probably ask you guys, but my assumption is that you want it private. So I'm just gonna keep names private here. Let me just get Laura back. All right, so this person says, can you please tell me my purpose? And this is Gabrielle talking, not Laura yet. I can't do soul purposes, guys, on the podcast for many reasons. One, it's like tenfold. It takes a long time. I have to be seeing you and like literally tapping into your energy face to face, aka like video Zoom, if we're not actually face to face, so that I can tap in. And it takes a long time. And the chances of it all coming out at once are slim to none. So this is something I work very heavily with my private clients. We work together for 6 months, and the soul purpose keeps revealing itself deeper and deeper during the course of that 6 months. It is an intense, beautiful question, and you will only hear what you're ready to hear right at the time. So back before I could channel, I always thought it would be like, oh, you know, you're meant to do this, this, and that. It is so much more in depth than that, guys. So much more in depth. So I wish I could, but I can't. So I'll send you a message on Instagram too, kind of explaining that. All right, next question. How do you know if you meet your soulmate or your twin flame? Beautiful. Okay, Lara, let me just fully get you again. You know. You know when you know. It might not hit you exactly at first. For example, with Eric and Gabrielle, it took Gabrielle a couple of years to know, and a lot of life lessons and experiences together that didn't go so hot, to see how each other navigated that. Some people know like that. Other people, it takes a very long time. And you know. Your intuition will always tell you. So you can meditate on it. You could ask the universe for a sign, but you know. So ask your intuition. If you're dating someone right now and you're curious about this, you ask your intuition. Intuition, please make it clear to me that this is my soulmate. Please make it clear to me, and see what comes of it. But you know, we will emphasize that until the end of time. There's a release. You know. You know better than anybody else. And if the answer doesn't seem abundantly clear right now, that's okay. It's not meant to be. Trust in that. How to manifest your dream partner. We just talked all about that. So the whole episode has been on that. So listen, obviously, if you've been listening, if you're here right now, let me know if you have any more questions around it. But I hope that helped answer your question. This whole episode, I hope, helped answer your question. How much are we to heal before we are able to manifest the partner that's meant for us? This is different to every single person. However, let's see what they're saying. As much as you're being called to do in the moment, I know that is fluffy, so I'm gonna help straighten that out here. I don't want you guys to feel like you have to heal everything under the sun for you to be worthy of your dream partner coming forward. Not the case at all. But if you find that there are things coming up to the surface for you, and here is a release for you, for the person specifically who asked this question, you know who you are. If you find that you have a lot of stuff boiling up to the surface, you are being called to look at that, process it, release it, and get it out of your system so that you can make space for this thing. A lot of times, this beautiful partner that you're manifesting, their vibration is so big and massive in the most beautiful way that your vibration needs space within it to hold this person, right? So by the universe bringing these things up, these triggers, these wounds up to the surface, they're hoping it comes up, 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 and then out. Up, 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 and then out. And you may find there may be like months periods, weeks periods where it's one after the other, after the other, after the other, and you're like, what the hell? This is so annoying. Trust in it. Because those are always the best times, once you get through it, obviously, which you will, because right after that, this manifestation comes in and you're like, oh, that's why. I had to make space in this vibration of mine to be able to sustain theirs. That's what it is. You and your partner, and I feel this so deeply for the person who's asking and for everybody out there who's listening, you have very big, bold, beautiful vibrations. Yours must be able to sustain theirs. Theirs must be able to sustain yours. So you may have healed enough to be able to do that, or you may have more to do. You know. But how you know is if things keep coming up to the surface for you, face them. Face them, face them, face them. And if you need help with this, this is what we do in the membership, so you can up and release so that you can clear that vibration and bring them in, but face them. The more that you just hunker them down, the more space they take up in your vibration and the less space there is for this partner to come forward. I'm really excited for you. That was, and for everyone listening around this question really just lit me up because it is so freaking true, and I feel it deeply for all of you. So what is good advice on how to manifest the love of your life? Yes, I really need this. Okay, I'm hoping everything in this episode was good advice for you. So again, just kind of similar to the question prior to that, or prior to the one prior to that, is listen to the episode, soak it in. If you have any follow-up questions, DM me on Instagram at Gabrielle with 2 E's, Lara. All right, what is the incredible bond there is with some people, parentheses, love and friendships, soulmates? It's when you find, why am I out of breath? I'm literally huffing and puffing right now because that just got me so amped up. I need to take a breath. When you find that, I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm a weird individual. This is me, not Lara. I am just a weird person, but anyway, back on track. The incredible bond with some people is literally soulmates. So what you witness with people is they are soulmates. They're quite literally soulmates. There are soulmates out there for everyone. Yes, you have a soulmate. Yes, you may already be with them. No, maybe you haven't met them yet, but they are out there. Every single person in the world you have a soulmate. So please don't doubt that at all. It is there, and here's a yawn for you right as I say that. So this yawn is releasing resistance around what I had just said for this particular person, so you know who you are. You have a soulmate out there. And that's what the incredible bond is. It's like, I don't know if you guys have ever met people where you're like, I swear I've known this person without ever meeting them before. This kind of goes into past life stuff, but you've likely known them in a past life, and there likely is a very strong soul connection there. So that is the bond, soulmates. I hope that was helpful. Are love and money beliefs tied together? And if so, how do I untie them? LOL, or fix both? You're so funny. Okay, so I just keep hearing Lara keep saying the word receiving. Here is a yawn for you. So I promise I'm not tired, guys. I actually just took like a 2-hour nap before this, which is kind of funny. But big release for you there. Right as I said it. For you in particular, you know who you are. It is receiving. So if you find that money is struggling and love is struggling, that is a receiving issue. There's something in your vibration, there is something in your body, nervous system, subconscious or conscious, and if it doesn't consciously resonate as I'm saying this, then it's likely in your subconscious mind, there is an issue with receiving. Some part of your body does not feel safe receiving. I want you to look back into your childhood. I feel really called to tell you that. Look back there. There's something at some point in your life that made you feel like receiving was unsafe. I just also keep hearing the word dad on repeat. So I want you to explore that. But that is why. If both of those are struggling, just know it is a receiving problem. Awareness is the first step to be able to get this out of your system. The next is going to be consciously acknowledging when you're struggling to receive, right? Example, somebody goes to give you a compliment and you deflect it. That is not feeling safe receiving. And then third is the release. I talk about these 3 steps all the time. But again, for the 100th time, in the membership, this is what we focus on. A lot about receiving. A lot of people are struggling with that right now. So there's resources in there for you. If not, on YouTube, guys, YouTube's a freaking goldmine. There's so many resources on there to help you. Tapping, meditations, affirmations, all the things. One of my favorite things is I channel Lara for affirmations around particular topics, and then I listen to those on repeat. I have so many releases for you. Quite literally put them on repeat, like on a loop on my computer, and then I post all those in the membership too for you guys. And we just uploaded one around receiving and feeling safe receiving, so that's why it was top of mind for me. But there's something in your body that does not feel safe about it. So just know that, explore it, and then you can release it. I love you guys so much. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions at all around specifics around this, you know where to find me. We can do another episode if you guys want to dig any deeper, but I feel like in particular, and Laura again is bringing me back to this mirroring exercise, please do it. Please, please, please do it, because that is going to give you all of your answers. I love you guys so much. I will see you next week.